It has been a while, hasn't it, YouTube, since you have heard the majesticness of my voice, I know. But it is your boy, the Royal Mail. How are we all doing? I'm just going to get straight into it because um, I want to waste as less of time as I possibly can. But there has been an update recently which a lot of people are complaining about. Uh, how do we watch replays here? Can we just go through? I don't want to select any side for tips. I don't want your tips. Okay, I'll go left. But I have seen a lot of people complaining about the update and the battle pass or whatever you want to call it, the fight pass or and stuff like that. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it because there are some things I agree with these high profile players or even just players in general. There are some things that I agree with them about, and there are definitely some things that I don't agree with them about. Um, should we start off with the bad? I mean, the bad is, can I turn off tips? That's the first thing. How the fuck do I? Oh my god, what are we doing? Open menu. I don't want tips. No tips, please. I don't need tips. Well, this has gone well already, hasn't it? But there are some things I agree with them and players in general, and there are some things that I definitely don't. And there's a part of me that thinks, are you just doing this for, you know, views and stuff like that? Because if nobody saw a battle pass coming in, or a fight pass, or some type of paid, mate, this tip thing is annoying me. I don't want your tips. But if you weren't expecting some sort of paid for thing, then where have you been in video games? Like, where have you been? And the fact people are complaining about Tekken now when I was cheeved off about the series fucking since Tag 2. Since Tag 2, Tekken as a series has gone very casual friendly. It has. But now guess what? I complained about it and nobody listened, and then I stopped complaining and got on with life because I realized that that is just the way Tekken is changing. And I think a lot of these high profiled players are going to have to do the same. Tekken is changing. It is changing. Just get with it. Just go with it. Like, I had to do it. Like, I played a Tekken in the early 90s up until Tag 2, like 1994 till Tag 2, where we didn't have Rage and we didn't have uh, Rage drives or Rage arts. Like, when that first came out, that was a load of bullshit for me. Absolute load of bullshit. I complained about that. Like, I was like making the game too easy. Like, I like Tekken for its uh, complexity, which I do. I still do. Um, but I'm sorry, but you just got to, suck it up, Buttercup. I'm sorry to say it. Like, you know. And as for the fight pass thing, like, come on. Come on. Like, are we really complaining about a fucking fight pass? Like, in this day and age? Really? Really? Like, so many games have some sort of battle pass, fight pass, pass, like FIFA, and I don't know. But I know they do. I know fucking Call of Duty does. Like, I can definitely tell you that. And I know a lot of games do. I know a lot of games do. So, in this day and age, is it really that much of a big deal? Like, and you have the freedom to either pay for it or not. It's not like they're forcing you to pay for it. Like, and it's only cosmetic stuff, to be honest. Like, it's cosmetic. Like, it's not pay to win. It's not like I don't get it. I don't get why people are complaining about that. I don't. I don't. You can either pay for it or don't, and you can still play the game. Now, there are some aspect, and sorry, I've got a bit of a cough as well, but there are some aspects of the game that people are complaining about, and a lot of it I do actually agree with. A lot of it I do agree with. Um, for me personally, this is just my personal opinion. Um, I don't like the fact that some characters are way more buffed than other characters. The balance is pretty atrocious. It is. I will agree wholeheartedly with that. Wholeheartedly. Like, some characters are stupidly buffed compared to other characters. I'm trying to think of an example. Um, an example would be Dragonorf, and then uh, who's not really that aggressive? Paul. I mean, Paul can be. I mean, there are good, like, even though I'm saying that they're not aggressive, there are people out there who can use these characters very well. Like, but it's quite difficult. Um, so maybe that is a skill issue in a way. Maybe that's our fault, you know. But I definitely feel that, like, when I'm using a Paul and then I'm using a Dragonorf, like, the difference between them is quite shocking. And so I agree with the general public on that. And I do feel like there needs to be a balance update very soon. I mean, it's quite stupid at the moment. It's quite stupid. So I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I agree with, like, small things. Like, for me personally, again, I hate the fact that King's Rage, not Rage, yeah, King's heat move can do like 60 plus damage to you, and it's one button. Like, I agree with you. I don't like the way Tekken has become lazy. Like, it's become a lazy game, hasn't it? Well, it's becoming a lazy man's game. Like Tekken, you used to have to work for that. You used to have to work. But these days, I can just press one button, and with King especially, and bang, 60 plus of your health gone. Like, one button. One button. I don't like the fact that rage arts, if somebody raw rage arts you, so doesn't get you, let's say they launch you, let's say a player launches you, does a combo, ends it with a rage art, you get less damage than if you just raw rage art somebody. If you just panic rage art somebody. I find that highly stupid. That's just my personal take on that. I feel like you should be rewarded for punishing somebody and then rage arting them in a combo, sort of, so I'm just speaking in very, you know, bare terms here. But I personally feel like I should be rewarded for punishing you and then getting rage art at the end of a combo, then just at the end just panic pressing my rage art button, and then me doing, like, again, like 70% of your fucking health. Like, that's ridiculous. That needs to be squashed as well, in my opinion. And then, I mean, that's about it for me, really. I mean, everything else I'm pretty alright with. I did see some Tekken players complaining about the aggressive style in Tekken being prominent, and I just want to say, get fucking good. We've been living, I'm sorry, like, but we have been living in a world where people play so boring and dull, like, where they will just jab punish you or down forward one punish you. Like, this ain't Tekken 7, bro. Like, I hate safe play. I can do it, but, like, I just find safe play so fucking boring. Like, for example, right, I main Hwang, and if I back free somebody, I promise you, okay, let me not be harsh to the Tekken community here. About 7 times out of 10, they will incorrectly punish my back three by doing a double jab or a down forward one, and I don't know why. When, let's just say, a generic move, a down forward two with Nina, will punish it and you'll get a free launch. Like people, I think some people are still in that safe mindset, and people don't want to see that. But that's not fun. Like I play Tekken at a very high level, but I still play with risks involved because you have to take risks in life, and sometimes calculated risks, and sometimes risks will bite you on the ass. But I think some people are very stuck in their safe playing ways, and that's boring, bro. I'm sorry, but it bores the fuck out of me. It bores the fuck out of me. Some players are very good at it. Don't get me wrong. Some players, you know, that's the way that they play, and at the same time, I don't want to shit on it too much yeah, because that's what they were doing. They were shitting on the aggressive play style, and I feel like an aggressive play style is a lot more rewarding. Like for me, I play because I'm a very aggressive player. I play at like 100 miles an hour constantly, so I'm constantly having to think fast, and that trains my mind to think better and my mind isn't slugged down by just double jabbing a back three with Hoang or down forward what like you know what I mean? Like I have to think fast and I have to react fast and I have to work things out fast. And I feel like to me anyway that's more uh it just feels more rewarding. And I'm very good at that as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very good at that. But I do feel like people are uh people are definitely overreacting with the complaints with this update. Definitely. There's definitely an overreaction. And I don't quite understand it, to be honest with you. If somebody can educate me in the comments below, is it the battle pass? Is it. Because there are some things that I agree with. I do agree that some characters need to be more balanced with other characters. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Like a character like Paul, and then you have a character like Dragnorth. Like, and I love Dragunov. Like, I love using him. Like, he is fun to use because he's that buffed. Um, and I'm sorry, Dragunov players. I don't mean to pick on you, but like, Dragunov is a very overpowered character. But I will say he is very fun to use. Like, I can see the addiction to using him. He's very fun. Um, but yeah, I just feel like there's a little bit too over complaining. Like, this is Tekken, guys. Like, come on, a lot of you players out there have been playing this game for a long time. Support it. Be there for it. You know what I mean? Like for me, Tekken has been a cornerstone of my life since 1994. I remember having, and I'm going to speak a bit personal here. I remember having operations, and to stop me, to take away the pain and stuff like that, they used to bring Tekken to me, and I used to play it when I was a kid. So Tekken I owe a lot to, and I could never, and that's just scratching the surface. And I could never, unless they went really, really off the rails. And I'm telling you, I'm being honest with you again. Like the game has gone as a series downhill since Tag 2. It has, and I know a lot of people don't agree with that. I know a lot of people frown upon Tag 2, but Tag 2 was a masterpiece in my eyes. A masterpiece. There will never be a fighting game better than Tekken Tag 2. Never, never. And I was nowhere near as good as I am now at it. But Tekken Tag 2 was the pinnacle of Tekken, in my opinion. It was the hardest Tekken. Like my highest rank was Genbu. Like I was shit on that Tekken compared to Tekken now, but that's because this Tekken is way easier to play, and I don't like that. I'm with you on that. I don't enjoy that as well. I like the difficulty of Tekken traditionally. Um, so there are some things that I do agree with, and there are some things that I don't agree with. But I do feel like certain people are definitely just making videos now just for fucking views. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, are you really a Tekken fan? Then you got to support the game, bro. There's a way to criticize it and still support it. Like I've said my piece, like what they need to fix, which I think they will fix. Namco are usually very good at listening to people. Um, oh, another thing as well, they need to sort out these boosting, cheating pluggers on the leaderboards. That's a big one, isn't it? hmm hmm I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't know what they're doing, but I know that there are certain people on that leaderboards, and we all know who they are. They're very well-known people in the community, but they are still on the leaderboards, and they are ruining my leaderboard enjoyment. And yeah, I get rid of them. Get fucking rid of them. Get rid of them, because you know they're a stain. They're a stain on you know. I mean, there's people out there that play this game more harder than I do, and way more better than I do even, and they're even shitting on them. And I feel like that needs to be spoken about more than anything, right? Because there are people that, like me, I do put a lot of time into tech, and I'm not gonna lie, I do put a lot of time into it. And but there are people who have put in more time than me, and to be shat on by somebody who is cheating or plugging their way to a certain rank is, quite frankly, very disrespectful to that person. And mm, I know a lot of people have complained that have got permanently banned from Tekken, but good, you deserve to be. You deserve to be. You fucking deserve to be. Like, if you've got to cheat in a fucking video game, my God, what are you like in real life? What are you like in real life? Like, enjoy the learning experience. Like, I get beat. I get beat a lot. Sometimes I have a little fucking cry about it as well. But, give me 10 seconds and I'm thinking to myself, you know what, that player was just better than me and fucking, I've got to improve. And then you think of ways to improve. And then you come back, improve, and probably get your ass kicked again. But it's all about that repetition. You know what I mean? You've got to enjoy that learning experience. It's part of Tekken. It's part of it. But my main message to people is support the game because the concept of Tekken has always been brilliant. It's like a chess match with, and it's a fighting game. It's chess but a fighting game, and I think that needs to be preserved and um, supported for as long as we can. But on the flip side, I'm sorry guys, Tekken is changing. Tekken is changing. Um, and I had to accept that from Tag 2 onwards. So, these players now that are in the, spotlight or people that are complaining, they need to suck that up as well, like I had to. Um, and just get on with it and just enjoy the game. Enjoy the game is my main message because it ain't going to change. I just hope they update the characters and they make the characters a bit more balanced. I mean, I think they will do that. I think they will because the difference is astronomical right now with some characters. Um, but I think they will. I think they will do quality of life stuff like that. But I think like fight passes, paid for cosmetics, that's staying. That is definitely staying. Um, and so in a way, so it should. Like I support it. I buy it. Like because I love Tekken, I buy it. I'll support them. Like I won't pay stupid amounts of money. Like luckily they haven't ripped us off. You know what I mean? In my opinion, anyway. I don't think that they've ripped us off. I don't think they've given us free choice. They're pretty much all cosmetic items, right? Tekken has never been pay to win, so I don't understand the problem. And as for the aggressive playstyle, like, I just think people need to. I'm trying to put it nicely. I think people need to suck it up in a way. Like, it's about time you took more fucking risks in your game. It's about time. Like, I feel like risks should be rewarded in Tekken or sometimes punished, rightly so. But You know, it makes for good entertainment as well. People like seeing players play risky. I do anyway. I like players playing risky. I enjoy what, oh, you've taken a risk and it's worked. Wow. Wow, that risk was amazing. It paid off for you. That was amazing. Like, that was such a good risk. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to pop off more for risks than they are just from you jabbing somebody out constantly, like, or poking somebody out constantly, or, you know. And like I said, I can do that as well. Trust me, I can. But it, you know, it's just, it's not my go-to play style, to be honest with you. It's not. It's not. Um, but yeah, that has been my thoughts on the updates. Enjoy Tekken because it is still a great game, in my opinion. Um, there are problems with it, and I do believe that those problems will be addressed. And this has been a rare speaking video. I know I don't speak a lot. That is because, like, if I talk and play at the same time, I'm very one-track minded. So if I'm talking and playing, I'm not playing at my best. Like, I'm easily distracted. You know what I mean? I'm very easily distracted. You know, I I don't know if people would class me as highly skilled professional, and quite frankly, I don't care. But like, all I can tell you is that I've played pros in inverted commas on this game and on other Tekkens, and I have won and lost against them. And the funny thing is that right now I'm in my dressing gown with a cup of tea and a cigarette, and they're out there competing for fucking Evos and shit. So I mean, you know, swings and roundabouts. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them. It's one of them. There's some people that don't like me in the Tekken community, and that's fair enough as well. I couldn't give a rat's ass, to be honest with you. Like, you know, like I said, I play Tekken for the enjoyment. Like, I'm going to stream right now, and I'll be playing Tekken in my dressing gown with a cup of tea and a cigarette. And I'll sometimes, in between rounds, itch my testicles. So, you know, like, if you're getting beat by that or you're getting tested by that, maybe you need to look at yourself and stop calling yourself a pro. You know what I mean? Because when a guy in a dressing gown and a cup of tea and a cigarette and casually itches his testicles in between rounds is competing with you or beating you, you know, is it time to? I don't know. The whole pro player thing does kind of miff me sometimes, but highly skilled, I can agree with that. See, with Tekken as well, sometimes there comes a bit of an ego, and a lot of players believe that they are the best in the world. But I assure you, every single player that you see, every single one, including me, gets their ass beat by somebody on the daily. There is always someone better than you out there. And that's another thing that Tekken taught me, which I'm thankful for, is humbleness. Like, there is always somebody better than you out there. Always. You cannot be the best in the world on Tekken. That somebody out there is kicking your ass. Whether you want people to know about that or not is up to you, but I promise you, somebody out there is kicking everyone's ass. Like, there's somebody kicking someone's ass out there. And, you know, I went on off a bit of a tangent at the end there, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the updates and the general state of Tekken right now, I guess. But yeah, I just thought I'd share this because, you know, I very rarely speak in videos, so um, yeah, hello, I'm here, I'm still alive, um, barely, and I'll catch you in a couple of years' time when I'm speaking in another video. You guys have a good one. Love you all. Have a good one.